Hi, I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. We're doing another tips and technique video for you today. We're trying to get you ready for the holidays and giving you some neat little ideas, kind of inexpensive, and also showing you some other items that you can put your wax onto. I went to Micheal's and I picked up some little wooden pre-cut ornaments, I guess you would call them, little wood pieces. I found these in the wood section, and they were in a box with a bunch of other different kinds, and they were 29 cents a piece, and I actually purchased them, and they were on 40% off, so I think they ended up being like 14 cents a piece. So these were really inexpensive. They come with the stickers on them, and if you know, that's half the battle is getting these off. They're really hard to get off. So I'm going to give you another trick on those. Take your heat gun and warm up your tag, and then they simply remove right off, and you're not fighting them, and half of it staying on and half of it coming off. This black one is really hard. So that's our first little tip for the day, and of course that one just peeled right off for me when you know that. So I take these little wood pieces and then I base coat them with my acrylic colors. I did one in the dark and one in the light just so you could see the different color combinations. This probably was a Christmas green on my right, and on my left was more of a, I don't know, a lime color green. No, that's not the right name of it. And then I did a brown and I did a yellow. And when I'm base coating in yellow, I never do a school bus yellow. I always do a yellow that's a little bit thicker and has a little bit more orange into it, so it base coats really well. Otherwise you're going to have a bunch of layers to put on that, and we just don't want to spend a lot of time. I also just came and just did a little bit of shading underneath just to separate the branches on the tree. You can or cannot do that. That's totally up to you. And then we have our little trunk here. So I'm going to start with the little trunk. And if you're not familiar with my wax technique, I'm not going to go into detail today. Please visit my website at miriamjoy.com, and there's a great DVD on there. It'll walk you through the process. There's just so many tips I can give you that we just don't have time to do that today. So as you can see, I'm just taking that and I am simply pulling that up from the wide to the narrow, just in one direction today. And I'm going to stick with my number 0, the larger end, I think. And if we need to go up in size, we'll go up in size. We want a tool that's going to pull from here to here, so that's how we pick our size. And I like these little cutouts because they have these ridges up and down. If you're working with a wood piece, it pretty well will let you just come right over it, and it won't be too absorbent. If you've ever had one that's too absorbent, just put a little bit of varnish on it first, and then that'll let your wax slide right on and won't absorb it right up. You can see how I'm kind of going down on the little ridges, and I'm kind of doing an up and down just to give it a little bit more of a design. We're just coming in here, and I'm going to do that one. I got that one too close, but that's okay. I'm just going to go with it. And bring that one in. I probably should have done 2 on the side. I'm not real happy with that row, but I'm going to show you a trick here. I've got this guy that's a little bit touching the other guy, and you can come in with your hobby knife and just trim that area out so that's not a solid wax spot. See how much better that looks? So I always start in the middle, and the reason being, and I'm not, because if you've started from the side, you're going to end up at too much of an angle. So I always start at the middle. And let's try and get a couple in here. These are kind of hard for me to hold on to. And don't get stuck just doing my designs. And if you did the dark green color instead of the lighter green color, you could use like the yellow green. This is just the regular green Crayola right now. See if I can get one on the side over there. Okay. And bring him up. Well, he fell off, but that's okay. Alright, now you can also come back in here and add some red dots to it. Decorate it any way you want. On the other side, I didn't put any red dots. I just thought the tree was just really pretty and simple just by itself. But don't, like I said, do your colors, your design, whatever you have in mind. If you want to do a popcorn row or a cranberry row, a bunch of little dots, do a bunch of little dots. So see how the first one, I've got that more evened out, and I really, really like that side. Now on the top part, when I do the dandelion, I'm going to come in here and I am going to do gold, metallic. And the first thing I'm going to do is dot it so I know where my center is, and we're just going to run these off the edges. That's all we're doing, is just coming here, we're just going to run it off the edges. And that really gives that star that shine, makes it look like a lighted star. I like using the dandelion and then putting the gold over top. It just really, really brings that to life. So that is how we did our first little one. And I'm going to show you another idea that I kind of did. This one I added a little bit of texture to it. We'll start off by putting the star back on top. Again, dot it in the middle. I didn't get a big dot there, but that's okay. I was trying to rush it, I think. And I'm going to show you a little bit of texture we're going to add to this. I'm going to be using my new stipple brush. But let's get our tree trunk in first. Now, wouldn't these be really fun? What I'm going to do with them when I'm done is I'm going to put pins on them to wear them. So you have them right on. I would probably E6000. Hot glue might work as well. And then just simply glue them on. So they'd be a fun gift to give a lot of people. I know when I was working in accounting, I always had to have somebody to give the bank teller, and you know, just people like that. And they loved things like that that they could wear, especially when they dealt with people every day. So think of little, you know, this is a nice little gift for those type of people that you have to have something little for. Now on this new stipple brush, it's a lot finer than our texture brush. And what I'm doing is I'm barely coming in here. I'm going to show you this if I can. Now on our texture brush we put the insert, but I am just barely picking up any wax at all. Just on the sides where I have brought my crayon over to the side when I got messy. And so it just picks up a tiny amount of the Crayola. And we can control that area a little bit more than we can with our texture brush. And see how I'm just... You know what you also could do with this, and I should have had that for you to see as well, is to bring white in here and you could make your tree flocked. So see how that's just adding texture to that? And then if you wanted to, you could also put some ornaments on it as well. I didn't come back in these areas so you could still see my floating or shading as well. And I'm actually going to come in here now and pick up some darker green. But this brush is real inexpensive. I think even on the internet we only sell it for a couple bucks, and I like just to keep each color for its own. But see how that just gives it that fuzzy textured look, and I think that's a lot of fun. I am going to go ahead and put some red dots in here just for fun. Just remember, we're having fun, and that's what this is all about, is just to give you ideas, to challenge you to think outside the box. And go. So we've done 2 little Christmas trees in just a matter of minutes, and they weren't very expensive at all. If you have any questions about what we did today, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com, or for any of the products we used today, please visit my website at miriamjoy.com. I have to stop and think for a moment. If you are not already there, please visit me on Facebook. I'm always posting the projects I'm working on, my videos, and a new gourd every day, and talk back and forth with you. So that is Miriam Joy Gourd Creations. And I hope you're enjoying these videos this Christmas season as much as I am making them. And thank you to my patient husband, who's my producer and the smiley guy behind the camera. And we just want you to have a Merry Christmas and God bless. Thank you.